Welcome back. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. I'm Corrie Rhoda, along with my co-host Matt Del Vecchio, and we are talking about a growing trend of accessing mobile healthcare services. We just heard about a mobile blood and diagnostic test service, and now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about the growing demand for in-home private fitness services for autonomous, semi-autonomous, and even frail older adults. So joining us on the line is Diachun and Joanne Wright. They're the owners of Age in Motion. Welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Thank you
very much.
So let me, so that we're not all talking on top of each other, Terry, Can you provide us with a brief summary of your services?
Absolutely. It's basically all our clients, it's for a mobile functional fitness service, mainly for older adults. And basically we come into our clients' homes. We bring all the equipment provided for all the things that they'll need. And we basically prioritize all our design programs on strength, balance, flexibility, endurance for older adults.
Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
Basically, it comes down to the independence for all our clients. That's what we're prioritizing all of the movements for. So we start off with a warm-up. It absolutely has to be safe. That's a very important part of this. So we start with a general warm-up. Then we do all the four components with the strength, the balance, the posture, and the flexibility.
And we're
Joanne,
going to
do you
talk a
want
little
to
bit.
cut in?
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I think that you certainly talk. We're going to talk about that strength and balance and flexibility a little later on because I think that's so important. But Joanne, we're going to throw it over to you for a second here. And we heard Anthony previously and mentioned that his mobile blood test business is just over the last 2 years since the pandemic he's never been busier. I would imagine for yourself and Terry under Age in Motion, are you also seeing a similar increase in demand for these types of mobile services?
Yes, absolutely. To be honest, when we first got locked down, it was pretty scary for our business and for our clients because literally we were working full-time one day and then completely cut off the next. So we thought it would only be for a couple of weeks, but as it turns out, we know it was longer than that. So as the weeks and months went by, I think a lot of families realized that the benefits outweigh the risks, and people were calling us because they were, we basically got two types of phone calls. We got phone calls from families saying, like, look, my mom and my dad are sitting on the couch. They're alone. They're isolated. They're not doing anything. We notice a huge difference in their functionability. They're not, able to get out of bed or get out of chairs. Their endurance is down. And then similarly, we got, phone calls from clients ourselves saying, like, they saw the horrors of the nursing homes and they were saying, please, can we please use your services? We want to stay strong. We want to stay in our own homes. We don't want to go to, another, area. We want to stay where we feel safe. And so those were basically the two types of phone calls that we received. So yes, absolutely. It lulled and then it all of a sudden took off again. And we've been, super busy ever since.
So let me just say that I love that you are doing this. I am a gym rat. And when they shut down my gym, my lifeline became whether it's online or what you're doing is so fantastic because I don't think that everyone is fit for the online or has the discipline. Right. So let's talk about why it is so important. Perhaps Terry, you can talk about why it's so important to maintain the strength, balance, and flexibility.
Okay. As we know, as we get older, any time we get 70 and over, our bone mass starts to deteriorate, our muscle mass starts to deteriorate, and we need to put pressure. We need to have resistance on our bones and our muscles. So just by gently doing low impact movements, basically even just getting out of a chair can be enough to put pressure on the bones, increase the strength of the muscles enough to gain those strengths without overtaxing the system. So these simple moves, we spend a lot of time and hardly trying to talk to our clients, listen to them, and find out what a lot of their pain comes from. And it comes from, a lot of it is disuse. So if they've been very sedentary, they haven't been moving around very much, even after an hour, they start to feel that pain, they start to feel that stiffness. So we come in and we give them a little bit of guidance and tell them, how about try this? Put your head forward, make sure you have your hands in the proper position, the armrest, and gently rise forward, looking ahead, keeping your back straight. We just give them little guidance to try to do these things with proper technique and proper posture so they don't overdo it. And maintaining that over a few weeks, twice a week, they start to get stronger, they start to get confident, and that's all right there. That's proof is in the pudding. When you get the results, you start to feel better. And once you start feeling better, even the mental part of that whole situation gets better.
Sure. Yeah. The confidence end of it, for sure.
Exactly.
It's we had a therapist on our show a few weeks ago, and we were talking about the risks of slips and falls, both in home and outside of home. And this is what they brought up: trying to maintain your strength and balance and flexibility. And so exactly what Terry and Joanne, what you're doing, so important. Now, Joanne, we I guess the one concern that some people might have is, okay, I'm inviting strangers into my house. Yeah. And so what measures are you implementing to ensure a safe environment?
Well, there's a couple of different camps. We have people that, they understand that, again, the benefits outweigh the risks. We obviously we'll do whatever they want to feel comfortable. So, like I said, I'll wear a hazmat suit if I have to. That makes them feel comfortable.
Right.
So, we're vaccinated, boosted. I wear like an N95. I'll have a visor if I want. We don't touch anything in their homes. We stay 6 feet apart. Our job before COVID, our job was very hands-on because we really like to, make sure that they're posturally correct and help them, with their weights and bands. We bring all of the equipment into them, so we have to make sure that that's all sterilized. If I'm working with, a client, they're only using those equipment. I'm not giving equipment for 3 different people. So there's that camp. Then I have people that don't want us to come to their home, and so we do Zoom or FaceTime. So usually the family will set that up for us. That's great too, And the last thing we do is we might do programming for our clients. So, if you have a parent that, you know that they need to move and you know that they don't know what to do, they know that they should do something, but they're lost as to what is the proper technique and what is safe and what is too much, too little. We can either do a Zoom or come in once and do an assessment, make sure that they're, stable, and give them a progressive, easy, safe-to-use program that's just really built on the fundamentals, like Terry was saying about, flexibility, strength, and then touch base with them every couple of weeks and make sure that they're following it correctly and if they have any problems. So they at least have some guidance with them, something to do during the day.
Well, it sounds just terrific and so important. I'm so glad that you are both offering this vital service. So I want to thank you so much for sharing some time with us. Let's ask how listeners can get a hold of you.
Sure. A lot of our clients don't have computers, but their kids do. So we do have a website. It's ageinmotion.ca, and our telephone number is 514-220-1663. So that's the main office line.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. That's Terry Diachun and Joanne Wright. They're the owners of Age in Motion. Thank you very much for informing us, and really appreciate you taking some time here on a Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much.
All right. Corrie, what do we have coming up next week on Life Unrehearsed?
Next week on Life Unrehearsed, do you want to avoid being scammed? Well, then join us as we interview a representative from the SPVM who's going to tell us about the latest scams that might be out there and the frauds so that we can, and what we can do to prevent them. And we're also going to answer the question, how can senior living make your life better during a pandemic?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for tuning in to Life Unrehearsed. And as a reminder, for all your inquiries or assistance with navigating home care, seniors' residences, or downsizing, it'd be my pleasure to help. Our services are completely free. Call me at Lianas Senior Transition Support at 514-622-8074 or lianasservices.com. Many thanks to our technical producer, Benjamin. Did a great job. Thank you, Ben. And you could listen to Life Unrehearsed here on CJAD 800 every Saturday at 3 p.m.